Welcome to the Healing Pod. I'm Megan, a licensed clinical psychologist.
And I'm Jessica, a licensed clinical social worker, and this is our journey of navigating anxiety as we learn to take up space and create an environment where we feel that we can belong.
Join us together as we learn not just to survive, but to thrive in our anxious brains.
This podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional therapy or medical advice. If you are experiencing any mental health concerns, please seek support from a qualified mental health professional or healthcare provider. Remember, your mental health is important, and seeking personalized professional help is key to your well-being.
And welcome back. We finally have some sunshine and warmth in New York, and it's so exciting. And I say warmth, and Jessica laughs at me because this is a cool day for her.
We have got 90 degrees and nothing but rain on and off for the past several weeks.
We actually have mid-70s and sun today, except we're about to get hit by all the smoke coming from Canada. So we'll see how that goes. But it's sunny now, and it's warm, and I needed warmth, and it's going to start raining tomorrow.
Oh, all the rain. You should just move to Florida.
You know, it's tempting. It's tempting. I'm going to have to drive back down there with Mom for 4th of July, so we'll be back down Sanibel Way.
We have Pride Week too. It's just with pirate ships.
That's pretty prideful. You can have gay pirates. There are plenty of gay pirates.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is. It is. I think we need more rainbow pirates. It's awesome. Yes. Because yes, it is Pride Month, and we want to be pride and proud of everything because why not? Rainbows and colors are fun.
They
Totally
are
proud of ourselves.
They're definitely more bright than non-rainbows.
They are. They are. It's definitely an interesting Pride Month. We're going to see how it levels out because like our area took away all the flag raising and then they fought for it and they brought it back. So it's just going to be interesting. So we're just kind of waiting to see how everyone is. Definitely pulled back a lot last year. We're waiting to see how this year goes. It's very subtle, but we still exist and we're still here because that's what it's all about.
You mean you're not going away?
No, you
Good.
can't ignore us out of existence. Turns out that doesn't actually work.
Hey, I have a rainbow on my computer. It says inhale, exhale.
Good reminder. Yes.
All
On
right.
top of all that, what are we talking about today, Jess?
So, my beautiful people, I'm so glad that you're here with us today because we are going to be naming something that we all do. I know I'm guilty of it, especially if you have social media. It's really hard not to be, right? You might hear my guineas going nuts outside of my window.
I do love guineas.
And even though we know better, we are constantly fighting ourselves, comparing to one another. Am I good enough? Have I done enough? Well, they look like they're happy all the time. They're wearing rainbows all the time. They must be happier than me.
And if they're happier than I am, does that mean I'm actually upset? Because that's the biggest thing with comparison. Like the guineas, they're comparing their noises right now.
Exactly. And the dogs are going nuts. All three of them are just lined up shaking.
It's such a great noise. I love it. But that's the biggest trap with comparison. If I'm not winning, does that mean I have nothing? If I'm not the happiest, am I actually sad? If I'm not the loudest guinea, am I ever going to be heard?
Oh. Are you?
That is the worst part. I don't know. Those guineas are definitely trying for that.
I have a hard time being heard over the guineas.
I think everyone does. That is the nature of guineas. They are great alarm chickens. They really are. I love ours.
Yes. Okay.
So where do we get this comparison from? How does this start with a lot of us?
I think now my dogs are going to fight. I think that it really starts in childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
It starts in looking at how other people are dressed, how other people are talking. We learn by watching others. And then as we continue to grow, comparison goes from this innocent, oh, that's how I want to look, or I really enjoy that, to, oh my gosh, now I've got this tiny little intrusive voice saying, am I actually enough? Am I doing enough?
Mm-hmm. And I know, like, thinking back as a child, I can think about school test grades. How did you do? How did you do? How did you do? Comparing the numbers, like this is a grade, but is this a good grade compared to everyone else, or did everyone do this and this is a fine grade? Like the actual number in the grade didn't matter as much as that ranking. And then things that I can still find myself doing, like if I do a new exercise class, I always want to see a picture of the class so I can see what type of clothes you're supposed to wear in the class. Like, I do my aerial yoga, so I like flipping upside down the silks and going into it the first time. It's like, all right, what do I wear? Okay, everyone's wearing leggings. You wear shorts over the leggings because we don't want to show the butt, or are we allowed to show the butt? What do we? And there takes a bit of time before it's, oh, I'm wearing this because this is what works for me and this is what I'm comfortable in, and not I'm matching everyone. I'm fitting in. I'm not going to stand out and be rejected. I'm going to do what's expected. So there's that aspect of it too, that safety in I belong.
Yes.
And then there's that ranking of am I good enough?
How many times have you ever felt that feeling of, oh, I'm not going because I don't know what to wear? I don't know what everybody else is wearing.
Mm-hmm. Or I don't know what's expected, what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to talk like, eat like, anything like that. That sense of if I don't follow the group expectations, I'm going to be the outsider. I'm not going to fit in, and that's going to be dangerous for me somehow. I might get rejected.
Yes, absolutely. So, even as therapists, we find ourselves comparing ourselves to others. Even
Mhm.
just today, we were sending screenshots. So, look at this modality.
Yes. And am I actually good as a therapist? This therapist is doing this. This therapist is selling this. This therapist has their own, you know, extra consultation group and has their own certification class. And am I enough? Am I actually doing good? And that is what supervision and case consultations and groups are good for, but it's also very fraud police inducing and very terrifying of am I doing therapy right?
Yes, absolutely. So, Megan, when's the last time you caught yourself comparing yourself to others?
Well, like I said, it happens a lot. Um, New places, new thing. Like I notice it a lot in those social groups, like going to a new yoga class or something like that, going out to eat. If I'm going to a restaurant with people I know and like, it's easy. You know, I know you, I know what to order, I know what I like. If I'm going to a restaurant with people where I have anxiety with, what are we allowed to order? What are we allowed to eat? And I know we talked about that one before too, but it's like
I do
how
have
how
that
does what
sometimes
I'm
too.
doing
It's very
compare to
rare,
what
but I have
you're supposed to
that.
do? How does this match? And just trying to make sure I'm not creating very many waves. So there's definitely that. And then there's times where I'm like, it's warm out. I'm gonna dress cute. I don't care what everyone else is wearing today.
Mhm.
Mhm. When you can tap into that, it helps. But it is hard. So I think there's definitely things that trigger it. So walking into an uncertain situation, walking into, am I going to be accepted or not? Walking into, what is the standard of me doing well? What is the standard of, how quickly should I be responding to other people? What are we supposed to do? Do we have a policy for that that we can just lean on, or do I just have to go with my clinical instincts?
That's a
Things
hard
like
one.
that. It's a very hard one. And that's in our world. So we try to work on this nonsense for ourselves and for the people that we work with. But when you're not aware that this type of comparison is going on and that type of safety is what you're actually getting after, it can trick you and it can get in your head and it can send you spiraling off to who knows where.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is kind of one of the scariest things within being a trauma survivor is
Mhm,
looking at that safety of what is everybody else doing? What is going to make me fit in and be
mhm.
doing things right? Because clearly something's wrong with me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something bad has happened to me. So I need to fit and check what is safe and what is not so that I don't get hurt again.
Yeah, and from our perspective, like we know how uncertain we feel, how much anxiety we feel, how every single thing we do is just kind of a, I'm gonna do this and see who notices, and if I get yelled at, we know that. I'm sitting here fidgeting with a string. It's like, do I keep it down here? Do people, what do we do? Like, we know this stuff. What we don't know is that the vast majority of other people are doing similar things. They have similar thoughts in their head.
Mm.
They're not like, I have all the rules perfectly down and I do we know anyone like that? Have you ever met anyone that actually knows all their social rules? Is like, no, I am perfectly safe in all of this.
Or are they
We
creating
don't
their
see
own
that.
rules?
Sometimes they are. We don't see that. We see that they're doing things. And if they're doing things, that must be right. We don't see any of the internal monologue, any of the spinning. We don't see how long they took to pick their outfit out before they went somewhere. We don't see they're setting this up because they saw somebody else do it online and therefore that must be the right way to do it. So we're going to do it that way too because I'm copying them. We don't see any of that background internal comparison that other people do. We just feel it for ourselves. And because we feel it for ourselves, we assume we're doing it wrong. We have the strongest. What do we do to win here? How do we prove that we belong and we're okay?
Yes, absolutely. I think a good example of that is JC is graduating Friday, right? And
Mhm.
she decorated her grad cap. She did it in social standard way backwards.
Mhm.
And when she brought it to me, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's upside down. What did you do?" And she's like, "But you're not looking at it when you're standing behind me. It's on top of my head. But you only see it when you look down." And she's like, "I don't care. I like it. So that's how it's going to be."
I love it. I love it.
I was like, "You know what? Yes."
Perfect.
And she was perfectly fine with that. So who's to say she has it wrong and backwards?
Mhm. And she does. She has that sense of this is what I wanted, and that's beautiful for breaking out of it. This is how it's intended. This is what I wanted. This is that comfort I have. This is how I want people to be looking at me. This is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's beautiful. That's perfect versus the how is it supposed to go? How is everyone else doing it? What is it? Because sometimes there's great reasons for it. You know, if you have your hat pulled way back, people are going to look at it while they're standing behind you waiting for all the speeches to be done. And sometimes there's no reason for it whatsoever. It's just we've always done it that way.
Yes.
Those are dangerous traps.
And I think people get caught into them quite frequently.
They do. They do. So there's a lot of ways of getting into it. How do we tell when we are getting stuck in this comparison game? How can we tell when we've stepped a little too far into that realm?
Are you asking where you're at in life based on somebody else? Are you measuring your success based on other people who aren't even in your life, maybe? Did you feel happy before you took a pause and decided to go look at those people and look how successful they are?
That's a good one. So, looking at other people, that's going to happen a lot this day and age when we're on our social media, when we're looking online, when we're getting news posts of, oh, this person is wonderfully happy and has a yacht and is on their 5 month honeymoon. And, they just signed their $1 million contract over here. It's like, I took a day off. I was proud of myself for taking a day off. It's
Mm-hmm.
really nice. It's not a $35,000 vacation, but it was a nice day off. So when you're sitting there and you're looking at these wonderful things that other people are doing, and you're feeling like garbage because you're not doing that thing. Maybe you don't do that thing. Like you went on a cruise. That is amazing. I have never been on a cruise. I am afraid I will be seasick. We talked about this. But it's not like just went on a cruise, just gets to go on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. That's horrible. Why have I never been on a cruise? I'm not doing my vacations right. I took an extra day off and I sat on the couch and played video games. It was great. It was a fun game. It was great. We got stuff done. We got a lot of the stuff done. Went out to work. It was great.
You felt relaxed?
It's, yeah, it was weird.
So you
Long weekend
took
was
a
very
page
weird.
out of our last podcast and you
Yeah,
actually allowed yourself to rest. I'm so proud of you.
it was nice. It was very nice. And if I only look at the vacation you took, like, well, I took a day off, but I didn't go on a cruise and I didn't have all of that fun. It steals all the relaxing that I did get my day off and all the things that I chose to do for myself because they were what I wanted to do in that day. So
Mhm.
when you're shutting down and invalidating your choices, your life, the things that make you happy because someone else is doing something different, you're not connected to you. You're not paying any attention to you. If somebody else doing good makes you feel bad, why? What are we doing?
Yep, absolutely. Have you ever been in one of those fun houses with the mirrors?
Hmm.
Yes.
Nice distorted, wobbly things. Yeah.
Yeah, they're distorted, right? Like you are, when you're looking at social media and you're comparing yourself to other people, you're
Hmm.
automatically getting a distorted view because
Oh,
their
yeah.
happiness may not be your happiness or your success.
Yeah. Plus, it's social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did they post that there? What pictures did they choose to go there? What story are they telling about it there? And what did they miss out? So you can see somebody went on absolutely fabulous family vacation. You see the pictures of everyone smiling. Anyone that's been on a family vacation knows the kids are tired. They're grumpy. Everyone else is tired. Someone's hangry at some point. Like there's just so much extra stuff that goes on that is not Facebook worthy. You won't get likes, you won't get follows. It's not Instagram picture worthy. It's not, TikTok cute dance. It's never going to get shown because it's on the editing room floor.
Exactly. What you didn't see of my cruise is that the last day, the entire side of the ship that I was on smelt like sewage. The room,
You.
that all the
Oh
food
no.
that was like everything, the
Oh
dining room up
no.
there, everything smelt like sewage.
Mm. Oh no.
You can't picture that.
No, no. That doesn't make for a good photo.
No.
Yeah, and that's an important thing to kind of keep in mind when we're doing this comparison game is we don't have the whole story and we may not want the whole story. To be on a boat that starts to smell bad and not be able to say like, well, this sucks, let's hop off and go to a different restaurant somewhere. That's rough.
Yes, you're stuck. That's our room. There was no
Mm-hmm.
moving.
No, you can't swap out. You can't. There's no extra rooms they're gonna let you go to.
We did not follow the sign on the door, and we did leave our balcony room door open.
Good. They'll be fine.
Yes.
Oh, some fresh air in there somehow.
Yes. And kind of going back into those signs that you're spiraling, right? Like using that cruise as example. You're looking at that cruise and you're like, well, I just laid on the couch all day. Did your house stink?
No, no more than usual.
Smell like dog.
Yeah, yeah. Dog, cats. Yeah. Think I smell more than my house after I do the outsides.
Yes, facts. Same here.
You change out of the barn clothes before you sit on the couch. Always a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's you when you get into the spiral and you get into the comparison, you're devaluing yourself and you're devaluing other people. So if they're doing better than you, you feel like garbage. They have more than you, they're doing something that looks more fun than you. They look like they know how to do therapy better than you do. They're just
So
look at their picture. They're so confident. I feel like a wreck. But then what happens if you're beating people too? What happens if your vacation looked better? If you think you got therapy a little better? What happens if you think your life looks a little better? What are you now thinking of that person you beat? It's fine for them, but I'm better. I want like
they wish they were where I am.
they might not.
Could you imagine if we compared ourselves? We both have a private practice,
Hmm.
but they're very, very different. And we both offer very similar therapies.
Hmm.
I am a solo breed. It's just me, all by myself. I don't got no friends except for Megan.
Down there when I can be.
And you're running a pretty large
I got
practice.
Yeah, say I got people across the hall, down the hall. I got like a case consult I run every other week. We got supervision sessions. We have people here. It is not lonely. There's always something going on. Usually someone's bringing in baked goods. It's pretty nice.
Nice. Now you're making me start to like compare myself. I don't like my practice anymore. Nobody brings me baked goods.
I bring you baked goods.
Because you're so far away.
I know, they don't travel well. We need portals, people. Someone invent this for us.
Yes. Sometimes things are just
Mhm.
different, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
And it is okay because at the same time, like I have to deal with personnel conflicts and how do we hire this person on and how do we fire this person and how do we make sure everyone's notes are up to date? Like I have a lot of stuff that I have to manage and I can't be in direct control of, and you are in complete control. If your notes are done or not done, it's all on you. You don't have to chase someone down and have them write them and have them do that. It's just yours. They're just done.
Megan's always stressed, y'all, and I'm like, I don't have that problem.
Okay, nice. You got other stresses though, so. But that's just it. It's a balance. We pick our stresses in life based on what's important to us and what we want. I've always liked working in a group better than on my own. I've always liked having someone to do my billing, so I didn't need to learn that nonsense and things like that. It's great. You know, I never wanted to just hang my own shingle and be my own person because, no. If I did that, I probably wouldn't talk to human beings other than my wife much, and that's bad.
I would still send you reels.
I would need them. That's our communication, all reels.
So, how do you know you're spiraling when you get stuck in those traps?
Mm. So it's different in different situations. So there's always the what do I wear? What do I wear? Can I go to a place? Can I do this if I don't know exactly how it's supposed to go? So if I'm spiraling, I will see something that I want to do, but I'll not want to go do it because I won't know if I'll do it right. I don't have to be good at it, but I have to not look like I completely don't belong somewhere. So I'll notice that um, professionally, like it's that self-doubt. It's that, okay, are my numbers good enough? Am I making enough money compared to other professionals? Do I have enough clients? Do my clients come back? Are my clients actually getting better? None of them consistently have a little checklist of like, yes, I have improved by 2% after the session. There is no such thing. There's no such thing. So it's just that comparison and that question of, am I actually doing enough?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very interesting to me whenever there is like a big training. Like not like a, okay, you're actually going to buckle down, you're going to read this book and you're going to learn things. But when there's like that motivational style, you're going to get in an auditorium full of people and we're going to talk about it and we're going to take 3/4 of the time telling you how good it is and then maybe we'll teach you a little bit about it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me the mood shifts people have when they come out of those. Like, yes, I'm going to do this and it's going to be so much better. And my little ADHD brain that listened to people talk and said, "Oh, you're trying to sell me something," and just shut down, comes back afterwards and goes, "But that's just fancy CBT. But that's just internal family systems with a twist. But that's just narrative therapy, but you're making them do it all on their own and then come back and check in with you."
What is journaling therapy?
It's narrative therapy. It's great. It's like, what are the words you use for yourself? How are you telling your own story? How are you challenging yourself? It's the CBT and it's the narrative therapy and it's great. It works wonderful. And it's the reprocessing of the stuff that we already know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get stuck in it, if I get stuck in it, it's, oh my gosh, have I been not using the right tools for my clients? Am I not actually effective? Am I not doing it? And then if I get very cynical, it's, why do I need to pay you for what I can already do and make up on my own? That's why I'm a doctor. I got the doctor so that I can just learn things and do them and not need this whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you? What do you notice for you when you get stuck in those spirals?
When I am stuck in the spirals, I definitely feel my imposter syndrome flare up. I have
Mm,
taken probably 500 trainings, if not more. And I feel like there's always something I'm missing and I need to do this. And then I take the training and I'm like, I already know this. And then I'm annoyed because I don't want to actually spend that money on that training, but I've already. And
mhm.
then I'm like, well, crap. Why did I fall into that trap? That's usually when I catch myself and I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then,
They gotcha.
yeah,
They gotcha.
exactly. Or
Mhm.
I start to feel when I'm comparing myself too much, I start to shut down and I doom scroll. My
Mm.
doom
Yep.
scrolling is videos, though. I will doom scroll stupid videos. and I just shut down to everything.
Yeah. So that world just kind of condenses in, and this is how much I can handle. Don't let me look at the rest of it. I need just that for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. So the question is, how do we notice this? How do we notice that we're spiraling down? How do we notice we're doing the comparison? And how do we start to break out of it? Because if you don't notice it, you can't break out of it.
True.
So if you think you have to win, if you think you have to be the best, if you think somebody else being good means you're not doing good enough, and you truly believe that, you're not gonna want to stop.
Yeah.
So we have to create some space first.
Yep.
How do we do that?
So
How do we make that space?
taking a step back and really looking at what is it that I want to do? What am I trying to achieve?
Mhm.
Not what is everybody else achieving. I feel like I catch myself frequently being stuck in that trying to be good at everything. And then I'm overwhelmed because I have too much going on, and you really can't truly be good at everything. You can be
No,
mediocre at
you
everything
can't.
and do all the things, or you can be great at something.
Mhm. And even being great at something, there's going to be other people that know different aspects, that have different successes in there.
Mhm.
Like, there's no way of, I am great at this and I know everything about this and no one else knows anything. Because there's always some other little tiny variation, some other little detail in there. And do you really want to put the effort into being the absolute best at that?
Mm-mm.
Can you do it? Is there a return on the investment? What's the point?
I don't want to be the
There
only
has to be some
person
point.
that everybody is coming to.
That sounds terrifying because I don't believe I'd be that good and I wouldn't believe it and there'd be no one I could compare myself to know if I'm doing good, if I'm actually the best at something. That does sound terrifying. It's interesting that that sounds terrifying. I don't want to be the best at something because I wouldn't believe I was good at it.
Yeah, same.
Wow. Yeah.
I just like the client that I was texting you about yesterday. That is
Mm.
not a first for me. It's really not. I know what
No,
to do. And I'm like, Megan, take this one. I don't know what to do.
they live in Florida. I can't take
They're
them.
clearly broken because of me fix them.
No, you're doing great. You know what to do. You got this. But yeah, like there's just that, and that guess and check is helpful. So, like I said, we do consultations, we do supervisions here. I try to be myself in everything I do because it's so much easier than not being me.
Mhm.
But I am very open of I don't know things. I screw up. You're gonna screw up. It's okay if you screw up. How do we fix it? How do we move forward? It's okay if I don't know everything. How do we learn? If I make a suggestion and you think it's a dumb idea for some reason, tell me. I'd love some feedback. I'd love to know your side of it. If I disagree with you, I'm gonna disagree back and tell you why, but I would love to know more. So having that humility, having that access to your own humanity, that you can mess up, and the compassion to say, if I'm not perfect, it's okay, is really hard and it's
Mhm.
important. And it's easier to do with someone else and then try to transfer it over to you. Like it's easier to say, well, Jess is amazing and she's a brilliant clinician. And yeah, sometimes she's going to get stuck and not know what to do with a client, but she really does know her stuff. And if we just kind of poke and prod a little bit, she's going to get back on her path and she's going to, hit a ground running and go do what she knows how to do. But if I get stuck and if I need help, I have to remember the same thing and give myself the same grace.
Yes, because all those things you said about me is not true.
It's totally true. Totally true. Do anonymous surveys of all your clients. It's true. But like in that sense that other people don't have to fail for you to be good because that would make us all feel horrible. We don't want other people to feel horrible. In that same line, other people doing good doesn't mean we failed. It might mean we can learn from them. It might mean we have some growth from them. It might mean they're just on a completely different path. Maybe they are phenomenal at EMDR. I don't know EMDR. Maybe they are phenomenal at it and they have hacked that and they know how to get that exposure in there and how to really help it. Okay. I'm good at acceptance commitment therapy. I'm really good at getting the existentialism, getting that humanism, getting you to reconnect to yourself and to be in that space and to be okay with being yourself. And that's a different world. And there is space for both of them. And I just said I was good at things and I didn't even notice it. Don't tell me I said that. Don't tell me I said that. I noticed it, but
Turtle's
I didn't
out of
notice
her
it was.
shell.
Don't tell me I said those things because I snuck up on myself.
So sometimes you can circle
Mhm.
back and look at it and say, you know what? Maybe I am doing pretty freaking good in the area I'm supposed to be doing good in. This is
Yes.
the area that's meant for me.
Hmm. And it needs that space, though. It needs that compassion of, I don't have to be good at this. And I think it is important to figure out what is going on that makes you feel like you're not good when you're doing that comparison. You know, like if I was getting spiraled out about your vacation, is it because I needed to take a break too?
Probably.
Is it because, yeah, definitely, is it because I'm exhausted and I'm tired and I'm not taking care of myself? And that it comes in a lot with jealousy, and I think kind of this comparison trap, it feels similar to that jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
You have something good, but I want the good thing. Okay, why do I want that? Because I don't feel like I have that. Why not? What's going on that I don't have that? They have a wonderful vacation and I'm feeling, oh my gosh, I'm failing because I haven't had a wonderful vacation. Why am I not taking rest? Do I want that vacation? Or do I just need a break?
You probably just need a break.
I probably just need a
She
break.
overdoes it, guys. She really overdoes it.
I do. Yeah. And if you can do that, if you can look at what do I actually need? What part of me is doing this comparison and is feeling like, well, if I'm not this good, I must mean something. It can really help show you what you are, what you aren't taking care of in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
what you are and what you aren't doing in your life. Do you feel safe in this environment? Are you feeling insecure? Are you insecure because you don't have support in other places? Therefore, if you get rejected from this new place too, you're going to feel like your world's gone. Okay. How do we get you safer then? How do we get you a base so that even if, you join a new book club and they're like, oh, you wanted to read those books? Oh my gosh. You're gonna go back to your friend and be like, can you believe they hated this book? Like, I can't believe that. Let's go talk about it.
Yes, exactly. Know your circle, know where you feel seen and where you feel safe.
Mhm.
And all the rest you can mute.
Yeah,
If they
yeah,
inspire
yeah.
you,
You don't.
increase it. If they don't, mute it.
Yes. The block button is underused. The mute button, the block button, the unfollow button. All of these are tools. Use
Yes,
them. If you're watching something and it makes you feel like garbage, maybe it's your own journey and you need to heal and make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking your own breaks. And maybe that person is putting stuff out there to make you feel like garbage.
possibly.
It's possible. Some people are like, look at me, I am fabulous. You should be as fabulous as I am. Block that one. That one, you don't need that.
I feel like I
You don't need
struggle from the opposite, right? Like I will have
that. Mhm.
people on Facebook that every post is depressing. Like,
Mm.
hate my life. I hate everybody in my life. I'm an alcoholic, but that's not what's wrong with me right now. It's because everybody in my life. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh man, I really feel bad for them. I can't remove them from my social media because they're really struggling right now.
But what are you providing for them by having them on your social media?
And I had that feeling yesterday. I had the after like this guy posts, I don't even personally know him. I don't know how he ended up on my social media to begin with. And after like the fifth, I'm gonna kill myself post. There's so many times that I've reached out and been like, hey, are you okay? Like, what can we do to get you support? And then I just kind of realized like he's just really like seeking that attention from the circle of people that he is pointing at in these posts. So I finally was
Yeah,
like, boop, unfriend. And I had a moment of
good.
guilt of, oh my gosh, but my comparison was backwards, right? Like, I'm not struggling with that. My life is pretty good. I've got super awesome kids and I have a home and a roof over my head and I don't want to go jump off a bridge. So
Yeah.
I'm comparing myself
And
backwards, but it's still comparison. And that's why I was like, this is stressing me out. This gotta go.
I think in one hand, like it's comparing yourself backwards, and the other hand, it's a different milestone that's probably not a good one. You are a caregiver, you are a therapist, you are a wonderful mother, you take care of everyone. And here's this person that says, I need help, I need help. The help they want is this repeated attention that they've learned if I scream this loud, this is what I get. And you reached out, you're trying to be that caregiver for this person that you don't know. It's just an online person with who knows how many followers that they reach out to. You're saying, okay, maybe I can help them too. Maybe I can help them too. Not being able to get them to stop this probably personality driven pattern is not a failure on your part. It's a positioning. You're not their therapist. You're not in their life. You're not a parent to them. You're not a spouse to them. You're not anyone that can have any sort of, hey, you said this. Cops are going to be at your door because you need to go to the hospital right now because you said this. You said this. Come in here. We're having an extra session and we're going to up your meds and we're going to talk about this. You don't have any of that ability. You're in a space where you're very, very limited.
Yes.
And does it make you feel bad not to be able to save them even though you're locked out?
And I think it used to. And I finally accepted like it's not my job to save everybody. And it's not realistic to save every person.
That is a hard one for therapists to accept. So good job. We have our little superhero capes. We just have to keep shortening them to what is within our wheelhouse. And saving everyone does not, it cannot fit.
No, you can't. And then you're really letting down those that you are responsible for because you're so worn out from trying to save all the ones who don't want to help in saving themselves.
There's only so much time, there's only so much energy, there's only so much of everything of ourselves that we have to give. And if we spend it all, there's we can't just snap it back for the next person. We steal from ourselves and then we burn out and then we can't do this. So yeah, sometimes we have to say, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I care. I care about this situation. I care about you as a human. I really want you to get help. I am not the person to step in here and get you this help. I'm just not.
Yes.
And that's okay.
That is okay. I don't even know what state he lives in. It's not my responsibility.
Legally unable to. And that does not make you a bad clinician. It does not make you an unfeeling human. It does not make you anything other than human.
Yep.
You're just human.
And there are other people on his comments saying, I'm here for you. We love you. We support you. And he's like, F you and F this and F that. I'm like, nope, that's bloop. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, never mind then. We are offering you the love and support that you are asking for, and you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
The words you're asking for don't mean what you think they're asking for. I'm not sure what you're asking for, but it's not what you said. Good luck with
Facts.
that. It's a rough one. It does. But good on you for blocking that, because I have always thought that the block feature, the mute feature, needs to be used more often. If something is draining, if it's not fun, stop it. You know, especially when I get these kids playing online games and they have like, oh, well, this person was horrible and this person was saying this stuff. I'm like, and you block them? No. Why not? Well, they're my online friend. But they're an ass. Let's block them. It's like, playing is no longer fun. If you block them and find different people, you'll have fun.
Yes.
That is the trick. Ugh. We don't owe anyone our time and our energy and our effort like that. If you're a parent, you do owe some of it to your kids, but not all of it because you still have to exist and survive to be able to take care of your kids.
I'm here. I'm alive. They're alive. We're doing okay.
Hey, that's great. That's enough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know, right? Anything else? Anything else we haven't touched on with this?
No, I think we've hit it all.
Yeah. It's like if we're sitting there like we're not enough, we're not enough, we're not enough. We are enough. We're not everything, We're not perfect. That's actually
You don't
okay.
have to be enough for everybody.
No, I don't want to be enough for everybody. Can you imagine if everybody actually wanted to spend time with us and to get help from us? Whew, that sounds overwhelming. Yeah, we don't have to be everyone's cup of tea because not everyone likes tea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. We can do what we can do. We can be this step, we can be this portion, we can be this level of help for the people that we can reach. And there are others that can also be something to them. That's the whole point of
That's
it.
why there's billions of people in this world.
Hmm. Hmm. If you're trying to do it all on your own, not going to work. We need our communities here.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, listening to us ramble on here like usual. We appreciate you coming. If you found us once, you can find us again. We're Peas in the Healing Pod. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you can find your podcast, you can find us. And we are online in various social medias where you can mute us if you want to, but you can also talk to us if you want to. So, where can people find us, Jess?
We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Is there anything we want people to do this week? Think about this week.
If you catch yourself comparing or try to catch yourself comparing, pay attention to when you're doing it and why.
Yeah. What do you need? What do you think you need to achieve? And why do you think that other person has it and you don't? And what's going to change if you actually get
And what
that?
have you already achieved?
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will talk to you again in a couple weeks. Take care,
Bye,
everyone.
friends.
Bye.